Yeah. Yeah, it's a little goofy. Then where the art comes in is like once you have that down, then you add that very subtle flair to it, you know? Or if you're good, this is my advice is like if you're gonna overact. Like go in and be like, oh my god, you are so hot. What's your name? Like really like go for it. Where he's just kind of lukewarm. Like it's like, you know, it's boring. Or like I'd rather you be flat and boring than this kind of boring. Like it's hard for me to. Yeah, it's like either go in and be like, hey, what's up? I saw you over here and I thought you were really cute. I want to come say hi. What's your name? Go for that, or go for like a excuse me, hi. You are just wow. God, you look good. What's your name? Yeah, damn girl. Like get and I think that both can work. And you should be able to make your boring approaches have this element. Oh, sorry. I forgot. I'm not having his... I forgot to turn on my audio, my headphones. Now they can hear you.
Oh, what, somebody so they couldn't hear me?
Yeah, I forgot to click desktop audio. Okay, so what you said before was... I guess just re-say what you said.
Oh, yeah, that basically, like, if you had to err on, obviously it's good to be the perfect balance, but, like, you want to err maybe a little bit more towards flat just because if she likes your look and your presentation, she'll be okay with it. But, like, if it's a little bit too over the top, it might start giving some weird vibes to her, which is, like, the big danger zone. We don't want to be seen as, like, super weird or performative.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, we all are all performing, but you don't want to seem performative. I mean, it's like acting. Like, we know it's acting, but like it shouldn't feel like you're acting. It should feel like that's you, right? The thing with like interacting with others in our real life is that there's many versions of ourselves.
Yes.
There's many, like, I'm not going to act the same way with you guys as I will with my wife. Like, there's certain parts of me that she's going to see that you're not going to see. Or she's going to see, you guys aren't going to see. But, like, is there any part of me that I have that she hasn't? No. It's kind of interesting. She gets to see, like, the full breadth of me. Right? She needs to see all your masks. Like, but these masks aren't lies. Right? They're just different parts of us.
Also, I found that like suppressing those masks is a significant source of approach anxiety too. Like for the guys who try to go indirect, the reason they feel so much anxiety is because they have these like desires for the girl that they're talking to, but they're keeping it suppressed because they're trying to do this like covert route. I worked on with that with another guy yesterday too. Like he was feeling a lot of anxiety because he was just trying to, I'm just bothering these girls. I'm going up and I'm just, saying, hey, how's your day going? And I'm like, dude, it's because you have this intent and they don't really know what your intent is. So they're like, oh,
they know, but they don't know. It's
right.
like
it's a battle it's a conversation that's going on in their head that distracts from the vibe of the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, because in one sense, they kind of probably know what you're doing. But at the same time, if you're not making it clear, that lack of clarity in and of itself is strange because you're approaching them. Whereas a truly indirect context, like...
You have the eyes, you're kind of eye fucking them a little bit. There's these indirect, subtle cues that can work to communicate the same thing.
Well, I mean, even like I'm literally getting a book at the bookstore and the girl happens to be next to me and you go, oh, what are you reading? My first instinct is literally just, I want to know what you're reading. Yeah. So it is innocent.
Yes.
Like actually, funnily enough, when I approached my wife, literally was completely innocent. I just wanted to compliment her perfume. Because I didn't get to see her face. All I smelt was this very unique perfume, and she walked past me, and I see from behind, and she's wearing very unflattering clothes. And I was just like, I don't know, she might be hot, she might not. I mean, I can kind of see she has an ass, but like, who knows, right? She's just a skinny blonde chick. And so I walk up, and then like she turns, I'm like, oh wow, okay. But like my first compliment was literally just, I just think your perfume's really nice. It was actually completely innocent, ironically enough, for the like super direct guy. But then, of course, I start talking to her, and I'm like super direct after that point, right? You know, I do my usual shtick of just like being super like interested. But I was truly innocent, so there wasn't
she
even
probably felt the
those.
vibe shift though as you shifted.
Yeah,
I mean?
of
Like,
course,
the way you
of
communicated
course.
to her, so like she was
Sure.
feeling comfortable with you leading it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, yeah, that's why the whole indirect direct thing is so silly to me. Like, if you're going out of your way to approach a girl, you should be direct because you're going out of your way. So just like go all in, right?
You know, I noticed
indirect.
this with hired gun game. So like if you're talking to a cute girl at the shop, I notice it's like if the chemistry is just hitting off, it's just inevitable to suggest, hey, like you seem really cool. We should totally get together sometime.
Yeah.
Like you've got a good vibe to you, or like you're totally cute. We should grab a coffee or a drink. So what you're describing there, like I noticed that through talking to hired guns and transitioning that to asking them out, just based on how the conversation or the chemistry was going. It starts out as like a genuine, like question about whatever you're buying, and then it just naturally snowballs into that if you hit it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes. With hired guns, you shouldn't hit on them until, like, basically you should anti-hit on them. Then once you feel the vibe, then you go out. And you should always think any girl working, her interest is 50% of what you're seeing. I mean, if it's a tip-based environment, like a waitress or a bartender, anything you see, cut it in half. Like, because you need to just account for tip fuckery, you need to just presume that anything you think is flirting is probably not. Then after that 50% reduction, if they're still flirting, like in your mind, like, okay, I see this and I'm feeling this. My instincts are telling me to flirt with her, but let me cut this in half because I don't want to just be, a loser who thinks, she loves him like every other guy here. And then after that, if she's still flirting with you, like based on that reduction, then you maybe have a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember there's a cute girl at Express that it transitioned that way because we just had a really good connecting point about like entrepreneurship and starting your own business. You could just tell, you can see the deer eyes, that start too. And so it just inevitably goes that way. But like you said, it is, because let's talk about being performative. That's a part of their job, is to kind of seduce you in a way to help you buy or spend more on tips.
Any good customer service is an act of seduction. I want to make you feel comfortable in this shop, whether you're a guy or a girl.
Yeah.
Like I want you to feel comfortable here, because if you feel comfortable, you're probably gonna you're gonna be more open to buying shit. I've walked into stores, and as soon as the customer service there is shit, I literally leave, even if I wanted something there. I'm like, fuck you. Like, simply out of spite, I'm not going to buy anything here. Like, what are you doing? No, customer service is an act of seduction, right? So if any of that is deceptive, then we're all deceivers. Oh, you go to work and you don't just say all of your opinions all at once, all the time? Well, you're fake. No, you're just not a fucking retard. Like, I'm not going to get fired just because, I want to share this fucking super racist post that was funny on Twitter. Like, no. Like, so, but the cool thing about seduction is that there's a lot of room for you to show your more weird sides in unique ways, because that's what's going to make you stand out. Like, you do want to, like, because what I was working on with this other client, or the same client that I was working on the opener with, is he's, like, not sexual at all. Like, really, really needs to work on his sexuality.
It's what I struggled with.
Yeah.
Not the sexuality part, but
yeah. I struggle with those gay thoughts, man. They just couldn't get it out of my fucking head. Yeah, invasive thoughts, man.
Yeah. It's hard because you're just so conditioned to like suppress that side, man. Like, I went through a whole battle on this.
That's what I said I was like, you have been conditioned, and especially he's in California. But I was like, it's not some cabal conspiracy. I mean, there probably is some element of that on some high level.
It's just to put on like the safe society manner type thing. It's not something.
It's probably good for society. Yeah. Like, if everyone was like we said, I think we said this on a different live stream. If everyone was like me and you, things would be weird. Like, like, I don't know.
The normies hold a spot for us.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, being a normie has some value. Like, hey, good morning, good morning. How's your day? Good. All right, good. Hope you have a great day. Okay. Like, these are nice things that keep us civilized, right? We can't
And then
all
we stand
be.
out. And we're like, damn, girl, you
Yeah,
look so
yeah,
good.
yeah. That's a
Jeez.
nice ass. It's
Fuck.
like, whoa. If everyone was like that all the time, I don't know. Well, I think I said this. If everyone was like that, then being a normie would actually become the meta.
Yep.
Because everyone's too sexual. So just being really nice and polite would actually become a rarity and would be really interesting.
You know, I was telling you how like girls are pretty on the whole. It seems like they're kind of like really weary of the fuckboy type. So it's like the meta is being like more romantic and
Yeah.
sweet, and
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
just fuckboys everywhere, you know, especially with
Right.
the T app and everything. They're all like on extra guard. So any fuckboy behavior is going to be triggering them.
Right.
And that's how it's, like you said, that's how it's always been. But it just seems to be a little bit extra with
Maybe.
the T app and
Maybe,
everything coming
maybe
out.
a little bit like a 5% buff, a nerf to fuckboys. You know,
Sure.
it's like, but
It always comes back. It always rebalances.
it always comes back. Because my client,
Yeah.
he's your ultimate nice guy, right? So, like, it's clearly not, it's not that far, too, because he'd just be getting laid left and right. Like, you still need to meet that
Yes.
threshold of sexual attractiveness. Then once you meet that threshold of sexual attractiveness, you want to be relaxed and sweet and warm. But you can't be relaxed and sweet and warm if you don't have warm viewpoints. So for instance, I had my other client, very emotionally repressed. And I actually got to see some of his emotions come out in a text where he was texting this girl and she was interested and they met at like some ski trip. And then he was like, hey, we should get together this weekend. And she's like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm free here and here. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get us a hotel to go here. And I was like, what are you doing? What do you mean get a hotel? You talked to this girl for like 30 minutes. Like, he's like, oh, fuck, I fucked up, didn't I? I'm like, yeah, dude, when have I ever told you to text like this? Like, I'm direct, but I'm like, you got to not be retarded about it. And then she's like, oh, I mean, are you going alone? You know, but like, she's like, still talking to him, so interested, but she's like kind of trying to go here, like not just like, he's like, I'm going with
Clear
you.
yellow light.
Yeah, and I was like, he's like, I'm going with you. And I'm like, bro, like breaks, like you're being too forceful. And she's like, whoa, 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 you know, like, you know. And I was like, dude, like, you gotta know when to like go hard and when to chill. But this is what happens when you're repressed. You're either a stone or you're like too much, right? And so he did that. Then he kind of chilled. And then, what was the end of the conversation? Basically, she was like, don't you think it's a bit quick, us making plans like this? They literally talked for like 30 minutes. And he's like, oh, I just really like her. I'm like, no, you don't. You're fucking horny, you know? And he's like, okay, fine. You know, yeah, maybe it's too quick. Why don't we grab a coffee instead? Then he's like, when are you free? Well, he's clearly not paying attention to the conversation because literally like 3 texts ago, she told him when she was free. And she even responded. She said, I told you I'm free on Friday. And then after that, she double texted and she's like, hey, actually, I think I'm changing my mind. And he got pissed. And I'm like, because, dude, you literally aren't reading her texts. You're just like a robot, you know, like, he was just going hard, like, let's grab a hotel. I'm like, oh, it's coming off so forceful, you know? And it's like way too direct and not in an attractive way. And then you backed off, good. But then you're like, what's your schedule? She literally just said it. So you asking that proves you're not actually paying attention. So it's just like a mindless fuckboy. It's like a guy in Tinder going, hey, you want to fuck? 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 And it's like,
Yeah.
they like the fact that you're direct, but it's so... This is what girls mean by you're objectifying them. Like,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
literally just a hole. I want to be a hole that you care. Like, they want to be sexualized.
But you just see me as a masturbation prop.
Yeah,
because there's
and it's
no,
like,
yeah.
like, where's the new, like, and if you can't grasp that nuance, that's precisely the problem. And then here's where his emotions actually came out. So she gave him the, like, rejection text. And then he said something. He's like, you know what? You girls don't want us to be these shy nerds, basically. But then we can't, you know, if we're too fuckboy, then you reject us too. And he like vented this to her. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, that's gay. But second of all, I'm actually like happy that you actually let something out for once. Like, he let out his frustration. Now, is this some incel rage? I mean, he's not an incel. He's been with like 30 girls. He's just kind of having a down slope. And
Oh wow. So he's in a 30?
yeah, he's with like 30 something girls. But basically what I've seen, he basically did a mediocre strategy for a long time, and I'm trying to hard correct him into a different direction, and he's having growing pains. Which is inevitably going to happen. Whenever you try a new approach, like, you're going to have a different result. But it's like rebuilding with the new foundation, right? It's like cutting down your house, rebuilding the foundation so that this house can last for 100 years rather than it would last for another 10 to 20, right? So I'm a big fan of doing that. But you have to be okay with the dip in results. So he let out his emotions. Like, he vented to her. Right? And he basically got mad at her. He's like, she changed her mind. And I'm like, yeah, she changed her mind. Because you started
your behavior.
Acting. You changed your behavior. She liked you. Then you slowly started to like kind of reveal that maybe, he's like, yeah, but I really liked her. And basically she accused him of being a fuckboy. And then this is where I gave him a savior text. And it actually worked. But then he fucked it up. So,
oh no.
So one second.
Extra service Hector for you to be like right there live with them.
This was like
the upgraded package.
Do you remember the Taco Tuesday text?
Oh yeah. She flaked on me like 2 times, and that was, I didn't know how to do call outs then. And like, you were like, yeah, this is time for a call out. The behavior warrants it. And you
call
were like,
her
that's
a clown
behavior.
Clown behavior.
Yeah, that's clown. Yeah.
And she totally 100% shifted.
Yeah. She ended up being a prick on the date still, but it was cool to see.
Do you want to know why? Do you want to know? Because the Kyle who texted her that you're going to spank her is not the Kyle who showed up to the date.
Oh, yeah. I did text that to her, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you show
it's
up.
One of my
talk
favorite.
Like that, but then you're soft, and then you don't have that edge. You're not.
So
touching.
She got pissed.
They're like, "What the fuck is this?" Yeah.
That's why she was a cunt on the date, because the guy who was texting
should just
her,
had her come over, like, too. I mean, she's like, "Why is he trying to take me out?"
Well,
like, clearly,
she recommended Taco Tuesday, so you definitely want to show up, but you should have showed up like dick swinging. Like, you should have walked into that bar and you should have been like, "Hey, silly goose," and then like been all like, like kind of like a douchey jock. That's what she wanted, right? Because as soon as we started texting her,
California surfer girl, like, total, absolutely responds to that.
As soon as you started like texting her, she's like, "Really? You think I'm being a clown?" Yeah, but it's nothing a good spanking won't solve. Like, it's in my texting book. It's one of my favorite texts. And she's like, "Ooh, the fire. Are you free tonight?" Right? Complete change from like about to flake on you the 3rd time to like trying to see you tonight. Then you show up and you should have been that guy on the text messages, but you weren't. That's why she was pissed. So she changed her mind, right? So the same thing here is I sent him a, let's see, one second. Let me find, it's in a completely different language, but like I remember his translations. Okay. So basically he sent this text that was like, she accused him kind of being a fuckboy, right? And I asked him, I said, well, do you want a relationship? He's like, yeah, I really like her. First of all, I'm like, dude, like, you've known her for 30 minutes. I think you're just
lust,
right? It's just lust hiding as love, right? Very typical. But I was like, fine, let's go for it, right? And this is the text I had him said, hey, she basically said, like, I think we have different ideas of what's going on. Actually, this is before the text where he vented his anger. So she said, basically, I think you're being a fuckboy in a lot of words. And then I said to text her, hey, I had a fun time too. I don't understand what you mean by hanging out in the same way you are. That's how she phrased it. Like, our intentions are different. Our expectations are different. And then I said, the text to send her, are you thinking I only want to hook up and don't want a good connection or get to know you? Because that's not true. I would like to get to know you better. So just like, hey, you're wrong, basically, right? And she actually responded well to it. She said, hey, maybe I did misunderstand you. Then
oh no,
he fucks it up by God, what did he say exactly? Like, he just totally fucking... It's like he was at the end zone and just decided to spike the ball. Just, like, on the 1 yard line, just, in protest.
Oh, no. Like how sometimes they'll throw it before they go across and get the touchdown
Yeah.
out of confidence, and they throw it back too early.
Oh, this is where he vented his rage. So basically, she like kind of said, "Hey, maybe I misunderstood you," and then he decided to like vent some incel rage. I mean, even though he's not an incel, but it was an incel moment where he was like, "Yeah, like what? Like." Basically, she's like, "I think you're a fuckboy," and he's like, "I'm not a fuckboy," and she's like, "Okay, maybe I misunderstood you," and he's like, "Yeah. If we're like a super shy guy, you don't like us, but then if we're like charismatic and fun, you think we're fuckboys." And like and then obviously he ruined it, right? Now I did give him a text to send her, and it was like, because then she was like, "You know what? I don't know what I want. I just got a relationship. I don't want to hook up, but I also don't want a relationship. I just need to focus on myself." Typical stuff, right? But it's true. Like, whatever you're making me feel, I don't want it. I don't know what I want, but clearly it's not this. And I had him send like a... and then he like... She sent this big paragraph of her like expressing her emotions. And his response was, "Maybe you should go join a monastery and be a nun." And I was like, dude. And he's
Missing
like,
the point.
And he was like, "I thought it was funny." And I was like, it's kind of funny, but it's also extremely douchey. Like, this chick
It's assuming she doesn't have a sexual side at all,
Well,
versus that he just didn't.
she's just
do the right.
confused. Like, she just
Yeah.
got a relationship for like how many years? I think it was like 5 or something. She's single now. She liked him, so maybe she thought about hooking up, but she didn't want to just be like, "All right, let's get a hotel and you're just gonna use me," and then like.
They need the good game. These types, really need the like good game and the good handling of the emotions, because they're in that teeter-tottering phase.
Yeah, she doesn't know what she wants. And basically, I told him to send an apology text. I was like, first of all, don't apologize for the joke. Apologize for the insensitivity of it. Like, there's a distinction. Like, because he should say, I told him to say, I was kind of joking, but I was also kind of upset, honestly. I'm not really good at communicating my emotions. My friend's helping me write this now. Like, I'm trying to get him to be really, like... Vulnerable. Yeah.
Yep.
Because he's a wall, bro. He's a fucking wall. And I think that this type of... Actually, this will be relevant for Trevor, who just got in here. Like, once you've learned how to be the cool guy... Trying this vulnerable shit actually is really, really good. It's really, really useful, but it's very scary because it's exactly what you trained yourself not to do. You're afraid of being beta. Like, these texts that I'm having my clients send, like, totally could be perceived as beta, but
Red pill folks would have a stroke.
Oh, they would lose their mind. They would fucking have a fucking conniption fit. But, like, he needs to train this ability to express his emotions, even at the risk of short-term losses. You take the short-term losses in order for the long-term gains, right? And
because there's still stuff you can learn from that. You can see your reaction. Like, the interaction's over, but like, there's still, he sends the apology text. She has a good reaction to it. So now you understand more going into the next one.
Yes. Like, I'm not concerned with him getting this girl. I'm concerned with him training good habits. Exactly. I'm concerned with the lesson. And all the things I've been able to learn was because I was willing to take that risk. Like, any coach says, don't be vulnerable to like your girlfriend, don't talk about your problems, immediately retarded. I know he doesn't know shit about, I mean, he might know something about relationships, but I know he's not at the level of great relationships. As soon as someone says, you can't talk to your girls about problems, fucking retard. Not interested in their opinion in relationships. Because I've tested it. At the risk of getting rejected, because I've had a girlfriend where I like started to be weak and she fucking left me, but she was a fucking whore. Like, there was some context
she was one of those cats.
Yeah, like she was like, she will jump to the next branch immediately. So she is literally like, she's the red pills like archetypical chick, but there was a lot of context there. She's just a shitty person, right? But even then, she still had sometimes some virtue. Like, I remember she owed me like $600, this ex-girlfriend in college. And because I lent her some money, and we broke up, and I didn't even ask for it back. She went out of her way. She's like, hey, like a week later, she's like, hey, by the way, I asked my dad for some money. I'm going to pay you back for that $600 you lent me. She didn't have to do that. I didn't ask it back. I honestly didn't even expect it back, but she went out of her way. So even though she kind of was a hypergamous, kind of shitty, like, whore, she still had some decent qualities, you know? So, like, these things aren't even black and white in the first place. But that was an example of a girl who, like, I started to get weak and basically she had super anxiety, and I was there for her. But then when I started having anxiety problems, she kind of, like, immediately left because I wasn't strong. And that really pissed me off. It was like, I was there for you, but you weren't there for me. So that was that's like totally a Reddit post where I could say I was there for her and she wasn't there for me. Fuck these women, blah, 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 blah. But then in my future...
This was the story. Oh, sorry. It froze up a little bit.
Oh, okay. And then in the future, I could have held on to this and decided, I'm going to listen to the red pill. I had this experience that validates what the red pill's saying. Don't express your emotions to girls. They're going to think you're weak. Well, I went in the opposite direction and tested the most extreme. I've cried in front of women, this and that, and they were sucking my dick after. So where was this loss of attraction? Right? And in fact, it made them love me even more. Because my weakness wasn't sexual attraction. Now, if you're already an unattractive guy, and then on top of that you're whiny, well, of course they're not going to be attracted to you. What is there to be attracted to? Right? So yeah, let's transition to, it's only been a week.
Real quick, if you don't mind. So this is actually the exact scenario with the SEAL client. Like,
okay.
I think I like literally saved him from going red pill on the session because he had a girl that fit that exact billing that you talked about. Met her at church, very sweet, the submissive, feminine, like lovey-dovey. Oh, I was praying for love. I've been crushing on you for a while. It just seemed it was meant to be. And he had a high body count. Like, the dude knows how to get laid, but he was doing the classic looking for something serious now. And yeah, the girl just like really broke his heart. He's had heartbreaks a couple of other times trying to get serious. Based on everything he told me, how he was running the relationship, it seemed like he was handling it fine. Like, he had boundaries. He wasn't a pushover. But a couple of mistakes, and all of a sudden she disappears.
Yeah.
And so I had to explain to him, I'm like, look, this is the type of girl, yes. And this is what I texted you about is, like, every guy wants the soft, feminine, submissive, sweet, kind of airheadish type girl, but not realizing there's downsides to it too.
Sure.
And they're they're like slaves to their emotions. These types of girls are. And as soon as they feel an ick or whatever, they decide it's over, then you become dead to them at that point. Mm-hmm. So he's like, am I going to hear back from her? Do you think? Like, we were talking through, I'm like, dude, these types of girls, no, like, when they move on, they move on. And sure enough, get this, dude, this is crazy. He lives in a very, very big city. Mm-hmm. He goes out that night after our session in this big city and sees her with another dude at a bar randomly. I mean, if that's not a sign from the universe,
yeah, I
don't know what is.
Yeah.
Which still got him, I can tell he's teetering on the jaded side. He's so close to red pill, but you just have to know it's just a specific archetype of girl that does that. It's not, you can't extrapolate it.
Yeah. He needed to see that. He needed to see that this type of chick, like, even though she has all the trappings of a good girl, like on the surface billings of a good girl, guys will say, oh, that means that any girl who presents herself as a good girl is actually just a slut.
Right.
Right. And it's like, no, there's all sorts of hypocrites in the world. Doesn't mean everyone's a hypocrite, right? But they are there. But you can't extrapolate
her being at church and just assuming, oh, she's a perfect, good.
Right. Yeah. That's just naive. Like that assumption in and of itself was obviously rooted in naivete. Like, what person who's like a little bit grizzled in life, which is ironic coming from a Navy SEAL, right? It hasn't realized that, like, hey, everyone who goes to church isn't, like, actually a Christian. Like, isn't that something we learn really early on? Like, don't you have your first experience with that super hypercritical Christian who's
in high school? There are girls I knew that went to church who were like,
and they get fucked in the ass,
massive sluts.
Yeah, it's like, isn't this like 101, right? But actually, ironically, the Navy SEAL who I also coached, like, incredibly naive about women. Incredibly naive. but has like seen death and like so like even though he's grizzled in one area of life, totally like a fucking newborn baby in other parts of life.
Different game.
It's a different game. It's a different game.
It was just interesting because I could still see him pining. Like we got him up and running, the photo shoot, he deployed the photos. He's got all these hotties on Hinge hitting him up, and he's still struggling to get back out there. It's been like 3 months. And then there she is, completely moved on. And he gave her a great experience. From what he told me, he occupied that trifecta, right? The supportive friend, the lover, gave her a great time in bed, was like going to be the ultimate provider. And he's like, I have girls who tell me that I'm a unicorn. What's going on? Very similar to the stuff that I was dealing with. So like I could really, really relate to it, this confusion. But like
She's a hoe!
I was telling him there's layers underneath the onion that you still have to peel back.
Yes, that
with this
too.
stuff.
Yes.
It doesn't end at this layer where you think it is, because that's what causes them to go down the red pill. They're like, well, wait a minute, I'm the perfect guy. So if that's not enough, then yeah, there's
right.
nothing
I
else.
provide.
These girls just suck.
I
Yeah, I
fuck
did it all.
good. I'm high status. It's like
Not understanding there's another layer of nuance.
that's a resume,
underneath that.
dude. That's
Yeah.
just a resume. That's not actual job performance. That's yes. And then also, hoes are gonna be hoes. Like
Yes.
come
And
the fuck
maybe
on.
he gave her a really good time in bed. So now she wants to go and experiment with other guys because she hasn't had that before. There's a whole host of reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, she never had good dick. She's like, oh, this is what dick's like? Oh, fuck. I need to try. I need to
see the
try.
variety.
I need to see every color under the sun, every fucking ethnicity, every fucking nationality. I need, yeah, she's going to go fucking try everything.
And he's like, oh, she's going to go and get with other guys, but then she's going to think that she's going to see how awesome I was with how bad the other guys are.
That's his
not how it
mentality?
works.
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
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 because
no,
they
no.
backwards rationalize really well, right? Like these types, they just think of the bad after they decide they're done with you.
Yes.
So I'm like, dude, take a page. This is how I was helping them to get over her. I'm like, take a page out of their playbook. Stop focusing on the good and focus on the bad of her, so you
Yes.
get over her. Or better
Yes.
yet, just remove all like traces of her, period. Because the more you reflect and reminisce, the more those neurons are going to get sealed in, and you're going to continue the pain. I told him, I'm like, look, isn't the purpose of a girl, because she disappearing on you like that, that's a pretty shitty thing to do, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, it probably didn't feel too good, did it? It's like, no, it felt terrible. I'm like, well, why would you look upon someone in a good light and still a hopeful light that it can be reconciled when they made you feel like that?
Exactly. Yes.
You
should
know?
have higher standards for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a good way to get over people is you focus on their negatives. Now I've had
That's what they do to us. That's what girls do to us.
Right. They just, how was your ex-boyfriend? Oh, he's an asshole. Okay, well, how long were you with him? 3 years. Okay, like, so you were intentionally with an asshole for 3 years? I mean, clearly there were some good things.
Total narcissist.
Oh, yeah, he's a narc. Yeah, no, okay. That's a sign of a low IQ person. It's like, well, are you so retarded that you're with a narc for 3 years? No.